What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda here, looking for a beautiful leather folio for your notepad? Well, if you are, look no further. I picked this up. I actually found it on Amazon, but I actually found their website listing their products independently. No price differential if you don't order it on Amazon, but I will tell you here, looks like a little stamp here is worn away, like dull Mar or something, and handmade. It's got a little ink stamp on there, and I really was interested in it for a couple of reasons, and really its feature set. It does come wrapped in this paper here. Now, before I get too far into this, I do want to say that this thing took, I won't call it forever, but it felt like forever. So I ordered it on Amazon, but this is certainly not a fulfilled by Amazon. It actually took probably about 3 weeks for it to come. So it comes from China, and that's really the big issue here, is that you're going to be waiting a while for it to arrive. Now, this thing is actually really nice. I'm really impressed with it, and it's actually quite a bit nicer than I was expecting. And so what you have here is kind of this, I don't know, I guess it's a finished, but it almost feels like a full grain unfinished leather. It's got some kind of a nice little waxy feel, but not overly waxy or stiff. It actually has kind of like a vintage watch band feel, and it's a really thick leather. I'd call that 3 millimeters thick, 2.5, 3 millimeters thick. So it's nice and thick, but yet still pliable and flexible. And it just has a wonderful, wonderful smell to it, man. It smells like just a rich leather store. Now, what I also like about this is that it also looks quite a bit more casual than it does, it did in the pictures for me. So it's got a little bit more of that rustic kind of homemade feel. You can see the stitching here, really nice. It's got a nice cut edge here, an unfinished and unburnished, unpainted edge to it. So it has a nice kind of like leather saddle type of look. And again, it's a little bit different than the folios that would have like a piece of plastic or cardboard or something like that. The exterior panels here, I don't know why I'm stumbling on that so much, to give it some structure, is this is just like almost like a flexible cover, like almost like an iPad cover. Now, this is the piece that sold me on it, and what we have here is a little flap. As you can see, it's sewn into the back here, and then it goes over this edge, and it is a regular button snap, and I really like that. But this piece, holding it together, is really what was important to me, because on my other folios, which I really like, the funny thing is when you carry them down by this edge, they kind of splay open, and so that was getting really annoying. And then if I were holding them by this edge, you're always kind of pinching it so that it doesn't open up. But when I found this, I was really excited about it. You can see here we've got this other pocket in here. This is a full length pocket, so you've got almost like 80% of an available pocket. You also have this little pen sleeve here, which I'll tell you is not that big, and because of how thick this leather is, it's a little stiff. And because of how long it is, I think you might have to work that a little bit. For example, let me just show you here. If you use a really thin pen, I have one of these small micro screwdrivers, and if I were to put that in there, it'd be tight enough to hold that in there in place. Obviously, it's too loose to really be, comfortable that it's secured. But my issue with this is that you're going to need a pretty thin pen, or you're going to have to kind of work your pen in there, I think, just a little bit. That's kind of the key. Especially when this is a shorter pen sleeve, it's easier to kind of work and stretch out. But that's probably a little bit of a concern. And then on this side, because we just have the unfurnished, it's almost suede-like finish here, you don't have a full-length pocket here. So what you do is you have just this strap that you put that back cardboard of a legal pad, regular notepad in here, A10 sized, 9 by 12, 8.5 by 11 kind of a pad, and that'll hold it in place there. So it's really just meant for your pen, your paper, and then a couple of things that you want to stuff in there. There's no business card or ID pocket, no frills to it at all, and I really like that. This is just has a nice, almost journal-like look, and I think it's pretty slick. And for my work, it's going to be everything I need feature-wise, and yet it's going to look rich, comfortable, stylish, and not be overly stuffy to law office or like financial planner looking. So I really like the kind of the casual nature of it too. If you want to pick this up, I got it for about $62, $63, somewhere in that ballpark. So I think it's a really good value for money, but you're gonna have to be patient once you order it. So I'll put a link to it in the description. Peter Von Panda, out.